I was dancing over here. You guys all missed it. I was dancing because that was a good song and I was vibing to it. That's interesting. You must be on your phone. Yes, Shay?
Yeah.
No, your hair looks lovely. You look lovely. Welcome back, the lovely Shay. For those of you that don't know, Shay is one of our members at Adventures for Connection. But not only that, she in her own right is a very connected and gifted healer, seer, and soul. And I'm really grateful to know you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Good.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Hello, lovely. Enter the void. Good to see you. We have lots in our conversation for today, and we were sharing a wee bit before and a wee bit earlier today. And I don't know what the trifecta is with these things, but I know it'll come together in the conversation. So that's probably the most effort I've put into doing a live. I really love to just pop into these and see what comes up, what we're shown in real time based on who's here, what the collective's going through. I've been called several times, ahead of the curve, collective wave runner, and the ability to kind of see and feel, whether I like it or not, what's going on in a collective energy. And I know Shay can feel that as well in her environment too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have some new moon conversations. Year of the Snake in the Chinese astrology, which I only found out today that Miss Shay, you this is your year, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, absolutely. Hello, Kriba. Good to see you. And yes, please give us a thumbs up. Those of you, that can reach over there and help with the algorithm. Although, let's just send out love and let everyone know who needs some love today that we're sitting right here waiting for you. Let's start with the year of the snake because I kind of ended in there, and then a conversation around DNA, which is very snake-like too. And we've been playing around with that in our healing Zooms, and that's been quite profound and playful and fun. And I keep finding out more information. I was like, just today for the DNA, I found out that most of your DNA is in your gut. And so what better reason to start fueling your body rather than feeding your emotions? Let me say that again. Start fueling your body, because that's like as Norma put it, well, yeah, your stomach's your motor and the brain is like the computer that sends signals to the motor. And so when things get disconnected or out of balance, then yeah, lots of things can go sideways. So it also brings me over to the video that I did talking about nature and our natural state. So we'll drop into a bit of that today too. But first, year of the snake. And it's a wood snake. Now, I didn't do much research on it. I just have my own feelings about what that means. I've certainly encountered some snakes, a couple rattlesnakes, rock climbing down in, where were we? Smith Rocks, down in Oregon. And yeah, you just go the other way. I didn't stick around to chat with the rattlesnakes, but it was quite cool to get to see them in their natural habitat, so to speak. And then there's one that I did touch when I was down in Georgia because it was just so pretty, and its tail, and it was really long, and its tail was just coming off the trail, and I just did a little tap. And it turned around and looked at me, and I was like, that's it. Thank you for letting me have a little medicine. So, right. And yeah, a wood snake. So think it's like DNA. It sheds its skin, and it doesn't try and like, oh, give me my suit back. I want to keep it on. It's just
It lets it go.
And that's kind of where we're at right now. We're like shedding a skin. Yeah. Shay?
So I realized today, it is the Chinese snake. You're the snake, wood snake, but it's also my Chinese symbol. And this is like the solar return for that sign.
Funny that I invited you on today.
And not only that, this year will be the year in Western that is my solar return. So all my stuff will be in the same place it was the year that I was born. I thought that was kind of a double whammy. So I'm looking forward to this year.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Even though it might be a little uncomfortable, you got to rub against something to get some of that skin off, and you don't realize it. Yeah, it's just time. I've always wanted to pet snake. Awesome.
yeah.
I have a great snake story. I'm sure you do, Patty. I'm sure you do. Beautiful. Uh, Oh, interesting. Well, that's what they'll do is they'll rub across chopped wood. And so thank you also, Carolyn, in the background, taking care for me so I don't have to monitor everything all at once, everywhere all at once. Because that's kind of what it feels like right now too. And so that's beautiful, Shay. And it's always feels most chaotic before great change.
Mm-hmm.
And we were chatting on Sunday about the sine waves, right? That as things come together, you think about tuning forks, you think about energy. It'll come in harmony once they synthesize. That's the word I'm getting. And so remember that. So two tuning forks, you've seen lots of videos on this. It's a matter of maintaining your own resonance. Don't let go of what you need to let go of, but don't conform. You don't need to conform. You
Mm-mm.
just need to be you. And a new moon is about new beginnings and new opportunities. Yeah. Oh, and your tone is your healing. Your vibration is your healing. Yeah. Have you done any toning lately, Miss Shay? Have you been singing and dancing?
Well, I always sing in the car, and at home. Yeah, I like to sing. Now, if I'm here, I will just pretty much dance. I like the Michael Jackson and the Motown stuff in the 70s. Um, I like to do that. Seems to help. Um, I was thinking about what you said about the resonance with my medical mind. I think about, if you ever gotten that little canker sore in your mouth, the day that you think it hurts so bad, you cannot stand it 1 second more. The next day, it's better. So if we just
Yes.
hang in there, walk through it.
Yep. Absolutely. Oh, we're gonna get a whole bunch of look at this. Bring on the snakes. Let's all shed some skin on here. Yeah, I ran into rattlesnakes on Blood Mountain in North Georgia while backpacking a section of the Appalachian Trail. Beautiful. Yeah, well, they certainly don't F around, do they? Ah, beautiful. Yes, absolutely. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm humming or singing or toning. Yeah, I have no idea, but you're right. And in doing that, you're sending a vibration within your body, which helps to reset. And every organ has like an ideal frequency per se. So the more your voice, your vocal cords are meant for your body. Hello, Miss Cindy. Good to see you. Yeah. So whether you hum or you're willing to sing, right? I always go with the vowels and I just tone them out. And I tone them out at different tones. So ah, ah, and see how long you can hold it for. And then see where you feel it in your body. Play with it. I used to drive Jade crazy. Mom, stop singing. I'm like, nope, not gonna happen. Yeah. And so given that it's year of the snake and okay, shake sneds or shed the skin, um, that wood aspect coming into mind, it's earth. In a way, it's very earthy.
It's
And to
deep,
me,
it's
wood
root.
always has a memory to it that is important. And the fact that you can look at a wood ring and it's got all the rings in it. Absolutely. Yeah. What else for the wood? What are you getting, Shay?
I get it's deep with the roots. And then, like you said, looking at the rings, you see the history. You may not see, you may see something you overlooked or was
Yeah.
hidden. By looking
Yeah.
at that, you can tell what years it didn't rain. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
and it's very
Hold on.
ancient.
Yeah, yeah. Shay, I'm gonna put you on the spot for a moment. I just have to deal with something for a second. All
Okay.
right. And I'm just gonna turn off my volume and just step out of the camera for a minute and I'll be back. Do you want to just take everyone through a bit of a breath? and a little mini meditation to get us all into the same vibration so
Okay.
that we can access some new parts of ourselves for the rest of this conversation. All right. See you in just.
Okay. So let's take a few deep breaths, and the breathing technique that Tanya uses is you breathe in, and then on the out breath, you want to breathe longer, which helps with manifestation. So let's do that. Let's just close our eyes, count to 4 on the in breath through your nose, and hold it. And then you want to let it out, and at least count to 5 or more as you let it out. You want to let it out longer than you took it in. So as you let that out, think about this new moon and transformation, and what in your life would you like to transform? Is it your health, your finances, your relationships? I know with the Aquarius new moon, that is dealing a lot with our social relationships. So deep breath in through the nose, hold it, and then breathe it out longer than it took you to let it in. And as you do that, just continually think about what you want and imagine how that feels as you're breathing in and then letting it out. Feels good. And you want to tell somebody. So think in your head, you're gonna just spread this news, and oh hey, today I won the lottery. Isn't that great? How does that feel? I'm not gonna have to work anymore, and I can do what I want to help people. I can take care of family members or whoever else I choose to, but the most important part is taking care of ourselves. So you just keep breathing in through the nose, hold it, and then breathe it out. And think as that new moon right now is hidden. So it's going to be growing up to the point of the full moon. So whatever we're putting in our heart and our mind is growing with this moon. And we want it to. We want to have good vibes. We want to have good thoughts. We want to have love, and we want to lead from our heart. We're not ruled by our head. Those are just thoughts. We're not our thoughts. We are who we are. We are beings. We are wonderful beings, and we are divinely created. So in this time of transformation, remember that, so that we transform the right way. And there's no really right way, but what is right for us, what our heart chooses, what our inward journey leads us to. It's not the same for everybody, and it doesn't have to be. One more deep breath in. And remember that feeling of love and what's to come. No fear. Let it out. And stretch your limbs and feel your heart and feel all that energy connected to the earth and to the sky. And it meets right here. Meets right here. And it makes you who you are. There's a lot of stuff going on. So it's hard to stay out of the drama and not go into fear on some things. But I think that's important for me, not to fear. We're very flexible as humans, and we make it through. We just set our intentions to be who we are and love each other, whether we have the same thought processes or not. That's really, I think, why we're here, is to learn how to love. Thank you, Enter the Void. Do y'all have any questions or any thoughts about the new moon, what it means to you? Anything about Year of the Snake? I know I used to dream about snakes. They would be nightmares. I can remember dreaming I was standing on the stoop of my house and I couldn't step in the yard because there were snakes everywhere, all different kinds of snakes, all different colors. There was nowhere to step that you would not step on a snake. And I would have those reoccurring dreams for a long time. And it wasn't until after, I guess I started, coming more into who I am in 2016, 2017, that those dreams, they kind of subsided. Um, I think snakes are beautiful. Do I want one around my neck? Oh, no, I don't. Um, but they are a sign of healing, and I'm a healer, and I think a lot of symbols have been hijacked. So I don't think, well, I believe that we can take back those. What it means to us, it's our intention for what it is, that makes it so. And, if we have fear, then usually that's what manifests. So, you know, no, I don't want a snake hanging around my neck, but I'm not going to fear one either. I'm going to know them for what they are. And so, okay, Carolyn, you're a snake too. Cool. Look that up, see if it's your return to so it would have to be, because if you're a snake, then this year is the year of the snake. I think what I read, it comes around every 12 years, and the snakes they are the most tenacious of the 12 zodiacs for the Chinese. And I would have to probably say that's true because I'm pretty tenacious. Not to say that I can't, get down, but I won't stay there. And it just gives me more room to fight for a cause.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Thank you for that. Yeah, Jay just had something going on with the tooth, and there was just tears streaming down her face. And I'm like,
Oh,
oh. So, yeah, yeah, all good. She'll be okay. Absolutely. Thank you, Shay. Yeah. So we got a good conversation going on with snakes. Everyone can resonate with that, right? Yeah. And then how much their mouths can open, and how big and how much they can swallow and transmute, alchemize through their body. It's quite profound.
hmm.
Yeah, you think about the ones that could in the Amazon that could eat a whole human, right? But
You think
yeah,
they do that without heat? Like uh, they're cold blooded, so they're transmuting this without the
yeah,
heat, the friction, the movement, you know.
yeah, yeah. Pretty stunning. Kriba says, beautiful Shay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and Sydney, I wonder if those giant snakes are representative of something, the ones you're dreaming about the back of your house. Yeah, yeah, it's snakes are, we all kind of shy away from them, but they're quite profound and stunning and quite beautiful. Think about the cobra, right? And the fact that some in India, they're revered for that, right? To be able to tame a snake. And
And
then
they
we can
spit
talk,
at you.
right? Yeah. A snake wrangler. Childhood dream I've never forgotten. I was in a small one-person hut on the top of a small hill, looking out from all sides of that hut. The hill was covered in snakes. I wasn't afraid. Yeah, very profound dream. Absolutely. Yeah. And it's almost that overcoming fear, that which we believe we are afraid of or we are worried about happening, that often once it happens, it's like, oh, that wasn't so bad.
Mhm.
Yeah. There was something else coming in around, oh, Kundalini. So that is also your spine, right? Your spine is very representative of a snake. Think about the different ways you can move the body, move the spine. And then the Kundalini is energy rising up the spine. So, yeah, milk and honey and mix it in the head, going down the spine, activating you all the way back up again. Yeah. So, yeah, snakes are quite profound. All right. So let's see what year the snake brings for us. Yes. New moon. New moons are always about new beginnings. If we all just followed the moon cycle a little more, as women especially, we're very in tune with the moon, which is emotions. And we have this innate ability to alchemize things and move through things ourselves. And the moon I always get is cool, just like the snake. Whereas the sun is hot and fiery, right? You could look at it as the sun is the father, the fire is the mother. You could look at it both ways, depending, and then the balance within. This new moon, I found a beautiful write-up, just from a Vedic perspective, and then we did a Western one as well. So both of them are very relevant. They're just perspectives, in my opinion, which is really, really beautiful. And somebody's sharing, snakes shed the skin over their eyes too. Wow. So they get new islands. Wow. I didn't know that. That's fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. And we see the turtle, the back of a turtle shell, and how it's got 13. And so if we followed the moon cycle, we would be at a 13-month, 364-day year with a day of rest in between. And that's how those that lived on the earth and felt the earth's vibrations and followed what was in the sky, because you think about it, the moon gives you your nighttime. It's no wonder on a full moon, when it's brighter out, that we sleep less. And on a new moon, it should be a little darker, right? We should be able to sleep better, although I have a feeling there's a lot of other stuff happening in the planets right now, between since the alignment and even before, that'll be activating us in new ways. And so I just observe, feel, what can I control? What can I do? And I did just have a nap before this. So Shay's, I was a little late coming in. I was like, oh yeah, that was me. TKO completely. But it was much needed. And so this new moon, it is a new beginning. It is a new opportunity. It's the first one of this calendar year. It's in either Capricorn or Aquarius, depending on how you look at it. And either or, it's real opportunity to maybe set some new intentions. So instead of focusing on what you don't want, let's have a round of focusing. Name me one thing that you would like to see occur within your life for the positive. Because I know we're real good at pointing out what we don't like, but can we please set some intentions for what we do want? Because that energy is going to wherever you're putting your attention. Where your attention goes, energy flows. And so, Shay, what would you say that you would be choosing?
My intention this year is for better health. Um,
Your health
to
is your
have
wealth.
that, yep, foremost in my mind. To have, just go back to the beginning. You spoke with the DNA, the original blueprint, the wholeness of what our body's supposed to be and can be, and still is in a lot of ways. We just have to take it back, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Yes, put it in the comments, guys, please. And your health is your wealth. So, if your health is out of balance, well, how can anything else be in full balance, right? And so it's something that I'm always keenly aware of and even stepping into more. Gifted a grandmother turtle shield created in 2003, received in 2009. Yes, the 11th and 13th. When we have the power, yes, attention, always our intention. Well, thank you for sharing. And I know Freedom Liberty Lover is talking about while traveling in northern part of Africa, I did not like the snake charming, getting hypnotized. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Made me nervous if they lost their connection. Yeah, and who else are they hypnotizing when they're doing that?
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna come back around to this. So health, absolutely. So Sherry says health as well. Better health, says Cindy. I think health is on the forefront of everyone's mind. And not that I want to focus on politics, but was not Robert Jr., Kennedy Jr. in front of, was it Senate? I only caught a tiny little glimpse of it, but there's a lot being exposed around health right now, a lot.
Mhm.
And so this is a beautiful opportunity to find some mutual conversations with other people. So whether it's mental health, emotional health, energetic health, there's a lot. Less stress is a big one for me, and financial freedom, which allows me to go out and travel. Beautiful. Absolutely. Yeah. 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 For me, definitely it's not just, I always have these intentions for the greatest good of all. And health is always at the forefront, but to be the very best version of me I can be. And what is holding me back right now? And I've just asked to be what is holding me back? How am I subconsciously or unconsciously holding myself back at any given time? Please reveal this and show this to me. And what do I need to do to correct it, rectify it, build with it, work with it, whatever we want to put it towards. And overall, I feel my health is good. My body responds well to what I would like to do. If I can always do everything I want to do, like go skating on a whim after 10 years of not skating, I'm pretty happy about that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've definitely had some body aches recently around my lower back, which is interesting. And it's been going on for about 2 months. It doesn't happen all the time. And I can't quite pin what it is. But it's certainly keeping me present, as we discussed, Shay. Anything
Mhm.
that's an ache keeps you really present, and so maybe it has to do with the snake, right? Maybe it has to do with Kundalini rising within me. I just don't know. So, but I just don't harbor on it. I just ask, please show me, please guide me, and then generally things will come through. Especially if you set some intentions before bed. And remember, water has memory, so speak into the water that which you would like to know. Drink half, go to sleep. When you first wake up, now and ask that you remember in the morning. I want to remember my dreams, and then drink that in the morning. And try not to be on your phone first thing in the morning or before bed, so that you can have that space, that beautiful in between space from sleeping to waking, because there's such a magical window there of extra connection, extra information, and I always remember my dreams if I wake up and then go back to sleep. So much easier. What about you, Shay?
I always get mine in that in between. Like this morning when I woke up, there was this is a new one for me. There was some writing, but it looked like kind of graffiti with a pencil, and I really couldn't tell what it said, but I know it was there and it was different than what I normally see. Um, but I figure it'll show up again. But I sometimes I'll remember like dreams, but most of the time it's in that, okay, am I awake in somewhere else, or am I dreaming? And that's usually when I get stuff.
Mm, beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, no, it is. And it's a matter of actually making a note somehow. I do crazy like voice memo notes because I don't want to lose it, because yeah, it's quite profound and lots of different. I want to say it feels like different timelines with different things going on, some very almost etherical, and some very, well, that's a weird place to be. I wonder what timeline that is. Just with some things I know we don't have here per se. So, and Patty, good for you. Fearlessly full embodiment of life and a life partner for real love and seeing each other authentically. Thank you. And then travel, 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 and creating income as I go. Yeah. Yeah. It'd be nice to not even need to worry about income, wouldn't it?
Hmm.
I think that's the big pincher for many right now is, as things get more expensive and look more chaotic outside, just keep going in, guys. Keep going in. What can you control? What can you do right now in this space and time? And Patty, you've got some beautiful artwork, love. So I definitely can see, what are you passionate about? What is something that fuels you in that way? So it doesn't feel like work when you're doing it. I know, Shay, it's your creations that you're making with the copper and the crystals, and yeah, which we'll have to get some of those up here to show and tell one day. Absolutely. Yeah. And keep thinking outside of the box. According to the Native American zodiac signs posted a few days ago. Ah, Kriba, you're a snake. Wow, we got quite a few snakes. So I'm a dog. I'm in Chinese. I don't know what I am in the Native American zodiac. So I love finding these points of connection though. So yeah, there's a lot of resilience within a snake. Yeah. Yeah. And most people, most animals wouldn't choose to mess with the snake right off the bat because it is unpredictable. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go watch a documentary on snakes now. Yeah. All right. So anything else for the new moon, Shay?
I get just to, like you always say, observe, because we're going to be seeing a lot of stuff happening, whether personally or, wherever. That's going to, we need discernment, and we can't just blindly buy in. And so we got to observe and let that come authentically from us.
Beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I find that, yeah, I mean, there's certain spaces and places I just don't bother going. So, anything else about the new moon? And the new moon's there because apparently, allegedly, the sun is blocking it. I have a different perspective on all the sky stuff. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll leave that there. Yeah, beautiful. And Carolyn's sharing something off topic a bit. The other night in the dark, I thought I saw my cat sitting at the door of the room. She wasn't really there, but I could make out her profile like a shadow. Mm,
She was
absolutely.
thinking about being there.
Right? Yeah. I'm Mommy, wake up, I'm hungry. Well, I know that Norma Jean senses Diego all the time, my cat that passed away about a year and a half ago now. Yeah. So she's not sure, she's like you, a bit of a seer in that way. So she can see that. And yeah, I used to feel him jumping on the bed. So I felt him more before, and Jade occasionally feels him too. So even your previous pets are that's a first for you, though. Oh yes, the more quiet you get, the more you slow down, the more you will connect in new ways. I mean, we were chatting about, just what we see and how we see. Yeah, and how we visualize things, or so for everyone's unique in their own gifts. Yeah, cool. I love hearing that. Yeah. Songs. Yeah. Shay, let's chat about we're back to the snake again with the DNA though. Um and the DNA, so whether it's funny because there's a fellow named Saban that we are aware of. He looked online everywhere for a photograph, not under microscope, because we can picture that with the petri dish with them moving around, but an actual photo of DNA. And what he said, there isn't one. He couldn't find one, which I find really interesting. So,
These animations
right?
of what they think. Yeah.
What they think. So, and it's something one can visualize, but it's almost more akin to like a tadpole, like a sperm, with the way that it moves, but you can see or like neurons in the brain, but it's lit up a bit. So I look forward to, yeah, please, let's get some of those real photos out. So then one never knows exactly what it looks like. And the DNA is mostly located in the gut, which makes sense, right? It's the reason you look the way you look. It's got your genes in it, so to speak. Yeah. Jade brought me some banana bread that she made. Thank you, honey.
I just remembered something.
What'd you
Did you
remember?
know the diarrhea is hereditary? It runs
What?
in your genes. Yeah, it runs in your genes.
Oh, smart ass. Good one. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. All right, corny joke, girl.
Can't help it. That's just who I am.
I know, and that's okay because you need those for the bedside, right? Yes, that's corny.
All my jokes are corny, so forewarned.
Yeah. And, I don't know any of this for a fact, but I trust because it feels right to me around the DNA being a lot of it that was dormant. So all this extra energy that's been coming into Earth since 2012 is affecting the plants, the Earth, us, right? Coming through on the plasma, and it's activating us in ways we've never been activated. So a lot of this, what we're seeing out there is frustration and anger, and it's activating the DNA. But a lot of what we're seeing is these deep-seated emotions, energies, and emotions are energy and motion that have been suppressed. Could have been from childhood, past lives. But this is why you see people discombobulating as their vibration is happening. They don't know what is bothering them. They can't maybe put their finger on it because they're still so focused externally that they'll end up having like quite the blowout. So you'll see people getting angry and blowing a fuse, so to speak, because the energy's got to go somewhere. And so whether they're getting outside in nature and helping to alchemize it that way, it needs to be alchemized in some way. And so rather than bursting out angrily, I highly recommend that, let's focus on doing it in a good way, in a positive way. So that, and anger, I'm not saying anger is not warranted at times, and don't suppress your anger, but alchemize it in a healthy way. Ooh, that really makes me angry right now. Why is that making me angry? And then work through it so that you just work through these emotions. And so in your DNA, you also have all your ancestors from this avatar's lifetimes. Tell me more about that, Shay.
A lot of times you'll hear it called generational curse. And
Mm,
I think curses are something that you buy into and you put on yourself. If you've had all this, things from your line and your history, and you've always heard, well, our family this, our family that. Okay, well, that's just going to be my life. I'm cursed. No, we're not. We can say, okay, well, that was them. This is me, and I understand that they're still a part of my line, but I can change this. I can do something different. I can choose to control what I can control and not let the other stuff put me in fear and halt me. And it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy of what we want to believe that we're capable of and what we're not. And really,
um,
there's nothing that we're not capable of.
absolutely. So I keep saying circuit breaker, we're circuit breakers. We've
Mhm.
like, no, I'm not taking that on. I'm not going to be that. Negative in, negative out. Yeah. And Carolyn's also saying, I think there's a connection with that, Tanya. When we go through days where everything seems to go wrong, I think it's to tell us to slow down and breathe. So anytime, beautiful, thank you for the reminder. Anytime I have resistance in an action I am doing, whether that's doing a post or, I was on live on YouTube. Was that yesterday? I think in the car. You're going to see me in my car a ton because that's where the thing as I'm driving comes in. All this messaging comes in. And yeah, Shay, that was so powerful, love. Beautiful. And claim your right to be an independent here. Don't allow it. And we've talked about this Omega, right? Any ancestors not here for my highest good, I command you leave now. And you just put your right hand out over your head and then sweep it off and do that 3 times. It's as simple as that. I'll say it one more time because I can already hear you guys. Any relative not here for my highest good, I command that you leave now. Little sound with it. And you can just even think it. Yeah.
And I think
So,
that also works for anybody in the physical too. I mean,
yeah,
what we consume, what the people around us, we don't have to accept their energy.
no. And everything is energy. Everything. Yeah. Everything. I had one little dog. There was a little pack of dogs on the beach, and the one little dog was like, well, I'm with her, just sitting there with me, and I'm petting it and rubbing its butt, just above the tail. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm home. And there's 3 other dogs, and I was like, oh, it's really loving my energy right now. And then all of a sudden a crow landed, and all the dogs went like a pack of dogs after the crow. well, do you think their little legs, right, are really going to capture a crow? But the crow's just teasing them and then goes to the other side. So all the dogs run the other way. I'm like, wow, that's like the crows exercising your dogs for you, which is really cute. And I have something interesting. We've had claim healing that way as well. Well, the omega is for releasing. So I wonder, the alpha would be more for claiming, wouldn't it? Yeah,
So you
commanding.
can release the negative and claim the positive.
Yeah. However it works for you. Absolutely. I think, well, Chastity is the one who's been on and on about the command, right? So don't ask, oh, I wish. No, I command. So you are in charge of this avatar. And the reason for the swiping away the ancestors is because, depending on what's gone on in the past, and you're the circuit breaker, you're gonna have some that are supporting you, and you're gonna have some that are gonna want you to alchemize everything for them, so to speak, energetically. And so I just like to claim that, I'm doing enough right now, so I need to worry about self. Yeah. And absolutely claim the healing. Absolutely. And even just visualizing. And we talk a lot about that. So um because we were on with Caroline earlier, let's focus on Carolyn's DNA, and let's see what we can see on her DNA. So Carolyn, you could just relax for a minute. Don't worry about the chat. It'll still be there. Close your eyes. And everyone, you can join in on this and see what you see. Yeah. Breathing in through the nose. Fill your belly. Back out through the nose. This is the Fibonacci breath. Thanks to Brooke from Musical Breathwork, who will be coming back on at some point. And I would like you to keep focusing on the breath and feeling the breath going in the nostrils, down all the way through the lungs to the belly. And then can you pause there as your belly's full? You can count, see how long you can pause. And then as you breathe it all out, breathe it out slower than you took the breath in. And when you get all that breath out, can you hold that one and relax? That one tends to be a little more challenging. When you give your mind something to focus on, like the breath, it becomes much easier to relax. This is very profound when you are trying to go to sleep or back to sleep or need a breath because you're feeling a little discombobulated. So as we go into Carolyn's DNA or your DNA, let's do this all together. And however you visualize it, imagine a little spark. Think of it like one of those sparklers from the candles, birthdays, not necessarily candle, but one of those sparklers you used to run around with like a kid, and you're activating your DNA. It's an activation. We're lighting it up. We're purifying it. Turning it to gold. Gold never tarnishes. It lasts forever. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. And what do you see, Shay?
Something weird as usual. Not that it's weird, it's just not what I always expect.
It's unique, as
Mhm.
always.
So I'm trying to focus on Carolyn, and I see like how the old boats, the wooden ones that have the big like the Viking boats, and it's like a knot of wood or vine on the top of it, and it's got some circles with some kind of symbol in them. So there's one on each side of that knot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the bottom comes down to the curve to the boat. And then I see waves coming up through Carolyn that are different colors, but they're just, they're like little waves, and they're moving up. Like if you were looking at a television that was, way back when they turned the thing off and
When the
it's doing
lines were going across, yeah.
and I get that she's tuning, and I wrote it down. I wanted to say Viking, and then I got no, Norwegian specifically. It's a wooden boat, Norwegian, and then something about that emblem. I got the word duck, but I don't think it is the word duck. I think it is maybe something that means that, or something, a name that's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Does that mean anything to you, Carolyn?
Norwegian Viking. That does not surprise me. And then what? And Into the Void sees as well. For some, then we all see, guys, you just see in different ways. We'll chat about that in a minute. For some reason, the first thing I saw in her DNA was pine needles and branches. In Chinese culture, pine needles are a symbol of immortality. Yes. And Cindy, beautiful. I see what looks like piano keys. Yes. The song of her DNA. Absolutely. Yeah, trust whatever you get. It's really important to just trust what you see. And sometimes it comes in as words. Sometimes it'll come in as a knowing. Like whatever comes in and you're like, wow, why would Shay be thinking about Norwegian Vikings, right? So you know that it is not from your mind per se, because it's coming through in a specific way that you're like, oh, I wouldn't have thought of that, right? And the more you practice closing your eyes and being in and speaking about things, you have this beautiful opportunity to get to know yourself better, get to know what your gifts are. And we've been playing around with this in the membership, and it's been really fun. Yeah, because it's, we're not focused on what's going on. We're playing with our innate abilities, our senses. We have so many more senses than we've been given credit for. Yeah.
This boat.
Did you see? We're blessing it at the same time. Fuck me. That's profound, Shay. And ladies, my ancestry search found Norse, Finnish, etc. I play piano, Cindy, and I'm allergic to pine needles.
There you go.
See, you can't make this stuff up. None of this is pre-planned, guys. So profound and so beautiful. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Now, isn't this way more fun than watching a show?
Now that was a trifecta right there.
Right? Yeah, we knew what you meant. We knew what you meant. Yeah.
And
Wow,
actually,
wow,
Carolyn,
wow.
I have Norse ancestry too. Though I wouldn't think about it. Norwegian is just not. I wouldn't have thought of that. But I can hear this boat, and it's coming towards you, and I think it's bringing this original. It's tuning you, but I can hear it going through the water like just with ease. It's almost mesmerizing.
And her playing the piano is tuning her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's really profound. So, if you find that profound, we suggest, I mean, you get to play with it in membership. As well, we have a once a month free session, and we can play with this in there too. I don't mind, to give you a little example. Yeah, lots of wows, right? And she easily gets seasick. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up. And that's what's so profound. None of us are even in the same province. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, none of us are in the same province or state. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, so we're all
Or
across North
country.
America right now. Yeah, we're actually holding corners almost. Yeah, we're just missing it's a symphony. We all play our unique note that adds to the song. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, love. So I was saying we do the once a month, so it's all on the website right here, adventuresforconnection.com. You can also book a 30-minute one-on-one with me. And if you'd like to book a one-on-one with me, but have Shay and I, just let me know in the when you're doing your booking. Those are $88 right now. And so that's a really beautiful opportunity. And what we're going to do is teach you also how to do this. Thank you, Carolyn. Teach you how to do this. This is our mission, is not to share something cool, although it is cool. The mission is to get everyone seeing and feeling and thinking in a different way. Because when we slow down and we get more into that intuition, and it's like exercising, right? At first it's hard and you're a little bit sore. And then it gets easier and you start to feel stronger. And then you're like, oh yeah, I feel way better. Why wasn't I doing this before? And so it's important to take care of your body, but also your mind and your gifts. And we're all have the capacity to heal. We're all very talented. So I just love holding these circles like this. So here's a small taste of one where we get to all work together and create anew. And so DNA has been very strong in the conversations because, they may be activated in the etheric, but we're all working on accepting our activations, activating ourselves here now. Yeah, because there's no time like the present. And soon enough, we'll be weaving through time, so to speak. Yeah. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. So we talked about the new moon. We talked about the snake. Anything else about the DNA? Carolyn was adopted and knew absolutely nothing about your family. Yeah. Profound. Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. Now just being in here, we all have so much more in common than we don't, right? And Cindy, you're always welcome, Miss Cindy Tootin, to just come and join the monthly free one. You're welcome to come again and again. We do these things so that we all may be more connected. Yeah. And I keep you posted on the whole Sedona. Yes. Sedona in April, giving everyone plenty of time to prepare. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. And then Egypt in September, which just had so many synchronicities we discussed on Sunday. So, yeah, life is what you make of it. So you can choose to play the victim and complain and shame, or you can choose to stand in your power and start figuring out, okay, what can I control? What can I do? What do I have right now? Yeah. Yes, Miss Enter the Void. I'm always going to use the name you guys have on the profile versus your real name, just so you know. Yes, we have room for two or three more. For some reason, when I asked, I was told two, but I before it was three, so maybe somebody's messaged me. But yes, and so we're going to be there from the 10th to the 15th. So just message me and I'll fill you in on the rest of it, because now everyone's coming from the 10th to the 15th. Originally, it was just going to be over the weekend. Everyone's like, oh, longer. So we're going to explore Sedona and the energies there, which is really beautiful. And I trust Shay will also be there. Maybe that's why, Shay. Maybe you're that person. When I heard that message right now, it's like two.
Want to be included, but it might be last minute. So.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, we'll make it happen. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you guys, I don't like to dilly-dally. So I think we've shared quite a bit today. And I hope we gave you something to ponder, to remember that it's your life, not your ancestors, not your children's. You didn't come in to like raise your kids, right? You helped guide them, not raise them, not own them. I've got a real passion for that, because the way I raised Jade was always to just treat her like she was her own soul and give her choices because I was guiding her. It was never one to be, yeah, yelling or spanking. I mean, there was definitely raised voices, especially around safety and security, but heck of a lot more play and getting down to her level and saying, "Hey, we gotta go soon. Would you like a snack now or in the car?" In the car. And I knew that's what she was gonna say because she's too busy playing. But I gave her the heads up that we're going soon. So that she knows when I say it again, okay, 5 more minutes, then she knows, okay, we're going soon. So making sure that we've got this to a point where we can start to really create the reality that we want. And it starts in those small incremental steps. Shay's got some stuff for sale. And so we're going to chat after this about how to post it in Facebook Marketplace. Yeah. Yeah, which is super fun. And how to explore taking what you're passionate about and making it profitable, so to speak, energetically, emotionally, mentally, and a little physically, so that you can have what you need for the rest of your exchanges. And so, quite often, the skill sets too. Like Jade's becoming quite the little baker. It just started like about a month ago, and she's all about these. She keeps showing me recipes she wants to try. I'm like, go for it, go for it. Yeah. So for the first time, I'm not the one making the banana bread. Oh, wow, that's weird. So, yeah, big hugs to everyone. Shay, some parting words?
Thank y'all so much. And I am going to try to put this stuff up on Facebook, but a lot of what I've posted are things I do custom. So
Right.
if you have an idea of something you want, certain stones, I make it for you. So it has intention for you. It's not just something you're going to go order from Amazon and, I can put specific things into it. I think that's what makes them so special. Um,
Can you show a couple right now?
uh,
Take your time. You can get up.
Let me go
It's
look.
okay. We got a few minutes.
I'm thinking I don't have my glasses on, so I have to walk right up on it before I see it.
It's okay. If it's too much, we can do it another time. But you decide.
Well,
And I like that we both have purple backgrounds. If you guys notice, and of course, I'm wearing my eggplant colored merino wool because it's cold. We're supposed to get snow here in Vancouver on Sunday. And the first thing out of my mouth was, well, I guess we're going up the hill because nobody will be able to drive to get there. So I'm like, oh, what a good time to go. Yeah, go up our local hill here. So yeah. And what crafts? Is it painting? Is it drawing? Is it, anything else? Of course, no, we got buried last night, I bet. Yeah, and that's okay.
okay, this is something I've not finished. It's not complete yet, but this is kind of one avenue. Like if you want a little flower pot or something, I put them in these flower pots. There's stones inside there. Whatever colors you want. I usually do the spirals because it holds up better, and I'll put I can put beads on here or whatever you like. Sometimes I'll hang a point in the middle.
Mhm.
Now this one,
Can I just say that looks like a springing off point or a snake or DNA?
yeah, and this one, um, I made this one recently. It was going to be a bookend, and I didn't. It just hasn't. It didn't come out the way I was expecting it, which it never does. But I made the little bricks here, which have peridot sand on them, and then I've got like I don't know if you can see like the vines of copper, and
Mhm.
it's different stones. And I don't think I'm quite finished with this one yet. It kind of looks a little bit chaotic, but up here,
Yep,
this is a vintage earring that I'll
beautiful.
use. I
Maybe
always clear them, but
it
yeah.
re
So,
it reminds me of the moon,
uh huh,
and it reminds me of the chaos going on right now, so maybe you're not meant to fix it yet, or maybe
yeah.
as you do, things will shift and change around you. Yeah, beautiful.
So,
That's
what
just
I
a
feel
long
on this
time.
one,
How long does that take to make?
it depends. It depends on how I'm inspired. Sometimes I'll sit up all night and finish one. And sometimes I'll get to a certain point and think something else is out there that you're going to do to this, and then something will show up.
Yeah.
Or the person that needs it will show up. But yeah, and I do like bracelets, necklaces, keychain. I mean, really anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just the intention that's in it is what,
Absolutely.
and you get really good
Absolutely.
messages too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's active meditation when you're doing that. So when
Mhm.
Carolyn's saying it's therapeutic, it's an active meditation. So what do you do for active meditation? Yeah, absolutely. For me, I cook. Cook is my thing right now. I used to bend copper for jewelry. I haven't done that for a long, long, long time. And definitely we have some felts and some pens, and that's been coming online lately. When even just doodling, like I know Patty does, which is really beautiful, just do something that gives your mind something to do, and you'll hit a point and things like thoughts will start coming through. There's a woman who was at the sound bath on the weekend. She knitted a blanket in one day with a really big, and she knitted with her, no, she crocheted, sorry. I'll be darned if I know. Do I know the difference? Yes, I know the difference. Okay. With her fingers. And she made a whole blanket. It was beautiful. I'm like, damn. So, what do you do with your spare time? Or what do you do to multitask if you are listening to a podcast or watching a movie? Is there something else that you're doing? Yeah. Just remember you're the creator of your reality. Please do create wisely. Just bought 4, yeah, beautiful. I just bought 4 clear quartz crystals to place in the 4 corners of my home, Carolyn says. Beautiful. We love that. And Shay, I just wanted to thank you so much for coming on. Yeah.
Thank you for having me. It
I'm
means a
looking forward
lot.
to
Thank
giving you
you.
a hug in person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll happen. All right, you guys. Have a beautiful night. We love you.